Hello, my name is Brandy Burton and I am a paralegal student at Bryant and Stratton College nearing graduation. This is a presentation of the contents of my e-portfolio. Throughout this presentation, I will explain how I have demonstrated Bryant and Stratton institutional and program outcomes through my MyCred e-portfolio. I will also explain how the contents of this portfolio will help me in my career as a paralegal. I have completed several institutional outcomes. One of these is information literacy and communication. I utilized appropriate current technology and resources to locate and evaluate information needed to accomplish a goal, and then I communicated my findings in visual, written, and/or oral formats. The evidence of this is my e-portfolio itself. My goal was to create an e-portfolio that would help me gain employment. This was accomplished through researching what my employers in my field are looking for, applying that to my e-portfolio, and using my technology skills to create a professional-looking project. Paralegals most often locate information, whether it be discovery or case law, and are then called upon to communicate those findings to their supervising attorney. Is it important that I can communicate information accurately, as miscommunication could result in lost cases for our firm? Another institutional outcome that I completed was relational learning. I transferred knowledge, skills, and behaviors acquired through formal and informal learning and life experiences to new situations. Evidence of this is my legalization of marijuana versus decriminalization of marijuana project. I used paralegal knowledge that I had gained from previous classes to be able to complete this document. This was not required for a paralegal class, but I still used the skills that I learned in those classes to be able to complete this project. This is something that I will be called upon to do as a paralegal, as paralegals often have to adapt skills from one area to another in order to problem solve. Another institutional outcome that I completed was thinking abilities. I employed strategies for reflection on learning and practice in order to adjust learning processes for continual improvement. Evidence of this is my portfolio projects. The strength of my work has very much excelled throughout my career at Bryant Stratton. My personal injury case included in this e-portfolio was one of my first cases, and my stand your ground case, also included in this e-portfolio, was one of my last cases. It's very easy to see how much my skills have progressed. As a paralegal, I will be called upon to evolve as well. I will be called upon to work on more and more complex cases, so it is important that I can always improve. I also demonstrated the institutional outcome of quantitative and scientific reasoning. I followed established methods of inquiry and mathematical reasoning to form conclusions and make decisions. This is evidenced by my portfolio project in which I used data to form conclusions. As a paralegal, I will often have to form conclusions based on data, but I will have to also analyze other black and white information such as the law. It's important that I am able to do this and form conclusions based on the information that I find. Another institutional outcome that I completed was community and career. I participated in social learning and professional communities for personal and career growth. This is evidenced by my participation in Rochester Food Not Bombs. This has helped my social growth by exposing me to segments of the population that most people are not exposed to and expanding my cultural and emotional understanding of different types of people. This will help my career as a paralegal because these are the types of populations I wish to work with. If I do not end up working in one of these fields, the skills that I have learned will also help me because paralegals work with many different diverse groups of people. One of the program outcomes that I completed was describe and discuss the basic responsibilities, legal and procedural theories, and limitations of a paralegal. This is evidenced by my personal injury case for civil litigation in which I discussed responsibilities of a paralegal such as creating a trial notebook. This will be important for me as a paralegal because I should always know what is expected of me and what my job is. I also completed the program outcome of define, apply, and defend principles of legal ethics within a variety of settings. The evidence of this, again, is my personal injury case for civil litigation. I discussed items such as interview questions a client should be asked and the ethical reasons for them. It is important for me to be able to understand ethics. As a paralegal, I will have to act ethically in every step of my career. Not acting ethically will impact my supervising attorney, my law firm, and my clients. I also completed the program outcome of distinguish appropriate legal terminology and utilize terms correctly in legal documents. I completed this in my personal injury case for civil litigation, my trademark infringement case, my stand your ground case. Each of these projects required me to create different types of legal documents, In order to create successful legal documents, it was essential that I utilize the legal terms correctly. As a paralegal, it will be important that I understand the documents that I am writing and ensure that the legal terms are used correctly. If I do not, it could cost us to lose cases. Another program outcome that I completed was design and compose legal documents, including but not limited to correspondence, pleadings, briefs, and memoranda that are relevant to different substantive areas of law. I completed this through my personal injury case for civil litigation, my trademark infringement case, and my stand your ground case for criminal law. I created several different types of documents that cover several different types of law. As a paralegal, I will have to create several different types of documents daily, regardless of which area of law I'm working in. But depending on the law firm I choose to work for, I may work in several different types of law on a daily basis. Another program outcome that I completed was utilize electronic and print resources to locate primary and secondary law related to legal documents, to research, summarize, and evaluate legal issues. I completed this through my personal injury case, my trademark infringement case, and my stand your ground memo. I analyze sources of law as they fit the facts without emotions. This is something that I will have to do as a paralegal on a daily basis. I also completed the program outcome of identify and utilize information technology tools and skills in both general and law-related office practices. The evidence of this is my legalization of marijuana versus decriminalization of marijuana project. I used information technology tools and skills to locate information and create a document. I also completed this in my stand your ground memo for criminal law. I applied the same skills, but I applied it to a legal document. As a paralegal, it will be important for me to be able to understand information technology because information technology is everywhere. The legal field is becoming more and more technological, and I must be able to keep up. Finally, I was able to apply appropriate paralegal specific knowledge and skills and behaviors to analyze and interpret primary and secondary law sources and related legal documents. The evidence of this is my stand your ground case. I believe that I especially demonstrated my ability to apply appropriate paralegal behavior in this case because while I intellectually understood that I was arguing correctly for the defendant, emotionally it did not feel right. As a paralegal, I will often be called upon to work on cases where I may not like the defendant or agree with what they did ethically even though they are correct under the law. I believe that this portfolio demonstrates several Bryant and Stratton institutional outcomes as well as program outcomes, and the skills I have demonstrated throughout the completion of the contents of this project will help me demonstrate the skills that I have that I need to be a paralegal.